Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to share with you 10 things I love about my Honda CTX 1300. The first thing I love about it is the price. I think I picked this thing up, it was, 2017 I think? I think I bought it in 2017. It was sitting at my local Honda dealer for $69.95, so $7,000. It did have one previous owner that brought it back in, and they already put the center stand, the tall windshield, and this luggage rack on it. So he put 300 miles on it and those accessories. And I walked in there and bought it for 7,000 bucks. And for that kind of money, there is really nothing to hate about this bike. Second thing I love about this bike is the seating position. The way your knees are angled at a 90-degree angle makes it a really comfortable ride for those long days on the road. Handlebars are just right. They're long enough, gives you lots of leverage, easy to steer. On a cold day, you can kind of put your feet back, hold your legs against the motor, get some heat to your legs. And on the warmer days, you can put your legs away from the motor and put your heels on the pegs to get fresh air around you. The third thing I love about this is a drive shaft. There's no chain or belt to mess with on this one. Just a simple shaft, very low maintenance. Here it is, it's over here. So that's great. For those long rides, long distance touring, you want to have a bike with a drive shaft. Just makes life easier. The fourth thing I love about this bike is the engine and transmission. It comes directly from the ST 1300. They changed a few things in the computer. The camshaft, lobes, valves, and in the heads of the engine. The fifth thing I love about this bike is the road presence. People in cars really see you coming at intersections. All the lights on the front of it make you very visible. The taillight and brake light are also very visible. The sixth thing I love about this bike is the size of the fuel tank and the location. This bike carries 5 gallons of gas. I think I usually average 42, mid-40s when I'm going down the highway, maybe like freeway speed, 65, 70 miles an hour. I think I'm doing around 40. When you're going like 55 or 60, you're probably doing around 48 or 50 miles to the gallon. So you have really good range for this. And the fuel tank is located way down here under the seat. The seventh thing I love about this bike is a trip timer. Now this is a feature when I got the bike I really didn't think I would ever use, but I ended up really liking it and use it all the time. When you're leading a group of other bikers behind you, it's really nice to know the time you've gone since your last stop. Because we like to stop about every hour, hour and a half. Other features of this gauge cluster is the instant fuel. It'll tell you what your economy is, your average fuel. So on this trip speedometer, whatever I have it set at now, I'm averaging 43.7. It'll give you an average speed. And I believe that changes every time you turn the engine on. It resets. Gives you a thermometer and 2 trip odometers. Also engine coolant temperature and your fuel gauge. Other than that, it's a pretty basic gauge cluster. The eighth thing I love about this bike is the power and torque curve. Honda changed the power and torque curves on this engine when they put it in this bike. It was different when it was in the ST 1300. They lowered the power range on the RPMs to around 3,000 to 6,000 RPM. Instead of getting all the power way high up in the RPM range on the ST, they lowered it so you get the engine is in its power band between 3,000 and 6,000, which is where you really want it for long distance riding and touring. It also makes it really nice. You don't have to do a lot of shifting. The ninth thing I love about this bike is the overall simplicity. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, electronic gizmos, or gadgets on it to make the bike overcomplicated. Those are the things that usually break on you and give you trouble in the long run. The 10th thing I love about this bike is the sound of the engine when it's idling or decelerating. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something about the bike. If you're thinking about buying one, it is a great bike and you can get them fairly cheap now. Take care, ride safe.